Do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Devlog number 9. And you might already recognise, if I haven't moved on to the main menu screen yet, that I fixed all the issues from Devlog number 8. And this does include the broken background, which would be just cut off after a certain point. The map being too small, so there would just be a blank space at the bottom of the screen where I didn't bother to lay down tiles, since I never thought the camera would extend that far. The winning and losing zoom-in text would often just fuck up the background for no reason. And I centered all the text properly again. So yeah, already I promised you in the last devlog that everything would be less bad in this one, and I was right, so that's great. I have used a core sprite, or rather a sprite for the core, which is I'm still working on, seeing as it looks a little bland, but for now it does its job. It's pretty good. I'm happy with it. Lots better than what I was using before. So that's definitely an improvement. I have implemented a sprite for the rogue enemy, which are the presumably you've seen them by now. They are the sort of black-skinned enemies with red things on their face. I'm not exactly sure what they're meant to be. I think they have a name, but I can't think of it right now. Either way, sort of, yeah, I've explained what they do before, but for any new viewers or people who just don't remember, they are faster than the default enemies, they deal more damage than the default enemies, and they are very squishy. So yeah, as is now, they need some balancing because they will kill you very quickly, but I'm pretty happy with them for now. I did do some small fixes to the tank sprite. I'm not sure if you've noticed that the eyes are now less rectangular, more circular, which took about 5 minutes of fiddling, but it got on my nerves, so I had to fix it. I did create new health bars, which aren't just stock Godot assets, which does help, because the stock Godot ones look fine, but I don't want to run into the same issue, like Unity games being pushed all have the Unity UI, and it gets stigmatized, it doesn't look very nice. So I tried to avoid it where possible, just for the sake of not wanting to run into any problems like that. I did give the grass tiles some corners. Before they were just sort of cut off at the edges, it would be a very flat cut. Now they have corners, and it took some fiddling, but I thought I quite like them. They're kind of bulbous, I guess is the word. They have a nice little ending to the flat grass there. I did implement the first of many upgrades, which is the reverse teleport upgrade, which duplicates enemies. There's a random chance for the enemies when you kill them to, instead of disappearing, they would actually reappear and spawn another enemy along with it. So effectively, you'd kill one and get 2 back. So that works quite nicely. I almost implemented damage text, and I'm still not sure if I'm going to completely get rid of it, but it didn't look great, and it sort of cluttered everything up. So for now, it's not there. It is on a sort of a vacation from the game, if you like. Maybe it'll come back later on when I fix it or make it look less bad, or if the game changes in such a way where it doesn't look quite so out of place and strange, then maybe it'll come back. I increased the health of the core, because, obviously early on it was just a testing thing. I wanted to kill it super quickly so I could get on with it and actually test everything was working. It does have a lot more health now, so it's kind of a survival thing now. You have to shoot it, but at the same time you have to make sure that the enemies don't come and stab you in the face with lasers. So that's quite good. And lastly, the shooting mechanics are a little bit different. I did make the bullets circles, as I'm sure you've noticed, and they have a particle trail effect. And I quite like the look of this, especially when compared with the previous bullets, which are just kind of, ovals or lines. They look more like lasers, but they didn't look good. And the red circles feel more impactful. I feel like they fit the explosion more. They sort of feel like you're delivering a real punch to the enemy, which is generally good. You want to feel impactful in a video game. And I did put some screen shake on when you're shooting, but I think I'll leave that as an option in the options menu, which I added last time. And yeah, that's basically all I did. Hopefully by devlog number 10 I will have implemented the last of the enemy types, the ranger, and maybe I'll look into some other types. Maybe elites is one which I've been thinking about, which is would be enemies that are fast, strong, and deal a lot of damage. so they would look a bit bigger, look a bit threatening. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe I won't do that at all. That was the original plan, was to have those, back when the upgrade trees were meant to be linear, I would have those guys come out at some predetermined time in the upgrade tree. Obviously, now that the upgrades are non-linear and you can basically click anything, I'm not sure how I'd actually fit them in there, because nobody wants to spawn an enemy that is just straight up better than all the others. It doesn't... Again, a very loud car. It just doesn't really, seem like an appealing option compared to anything else on the upgrades menu. So again, we'll see. And with that, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more devlog videos, update videos, or any other videos which I decide to publish on this channel. And while I'm at it, I'll just mention, since I can be bothered to make an actual video about it, the 13th Doctor, pretty happy with that. I think it'll be good. I saw Broadchurch. Chris Chibnall wrote her character well. Jodie Whittaker, he wrote her well. I think she'll be a fine Doctor. I'm glad. It's a good pick. 10 out of 10.